Hello YouTube, really, this is for everybody that has been watching my channel throughout the 4 years, the 400 that, I currently have. This is, an original video that I made from back in the day when anime was in its prime, when Dragon Ball Z was still on TV and on Toonami. This is my top 5 favorite anime of all time. So, number one, no, what we're going to do in this video, let's backtrack a little bit. So what this video is this is me, saying original delivery from back in the day when anime was subtitled and it was very more popular, like when Mars was on, the web, and Fullmetal Alchemist on the web, back when I still also wanted to draw anime. So this is a pure organic filter, none of the current animes today, will be affected. This is the pure anime film. The original, I would have to say, when Piccolo yelled at Supreme Kai, filter where it came to anime. Okay, so before I get into the list, I would say that, anime and manga, spread, across the generations, and, the big, anime that are back in the day, as far as the big three, what we call them, has, translated into other things like, A and B's, that are obviously abbreviated for anime and music videos. And, the main purpose of this video is for you not to confuse, the old formula really with the current one in order to establish, this video. So I'm going to, break off, literally, starting from number 1, not 5, my top 5 favorite anime of all time, okay? So this is a very, serious list. I love anime ever since I was a little kid. I grew up with anime more than anime back in the day. I used to be, Ultimate Ninja Storm fanatic, and I took a Aichi fanatic. So now, let's get on with the video. What is number 1? So this is number 1, of my top 5. This is number 1. First place, by the way, literally, of my top 5 favorite anime of all time. And starting off with number 1 is Code Geass, The Lelouch Rebellion. And the reason why this is my favorite, anime of all time, was because Lelouch is the best, protagonist of all time. He, really has the Geass Eye, which is similar to Sharingan Eye. Now, he controlled people. He could only control people once, and what he did was he worked his way to the top and controlled each and every individual to a point where he controlled the entire nation, to a point where people started copying him and call him Zero, alright? And also, Suzaku Kurugi, alright? His partner in crime. The antagonist, of the series, literally was exactly why you don't like him back in the day, why you grow up, eventually using him because of how sideways society actually is. Okay, so I love the Lelouch Rebellion. So the story of Code Geass goes like this. His father literally abandons him when he's royalty, and he gets, a hold, of this power through this spiritual goddess called CC, and the power is called Geass, and the series is called Code Geass. And what ends up happening, is he ends up, having an alter identity, wearing a mask Zero, possessing people due to GSI, having one of the my favorite anime female, of all time is Colin Kosuke from Code Geass, because she is the best. She has ass, she has tits, she has red hair, and she has blue eyes, and she bangs some Yu Yu GX. I love Colin Kosuke, okay? Literally, the shower scene in Code Geass is the most famous shower scene of all time when it comes to anime, alright? So sorry if I blink, my eyes in this video, not 182 included, but, this is a serious video, because Code Geass really had one of the best openings of all time, literally one of the most endings of all time, and what may be unique as an anime fan is I listen to both openings and endings, okay? So, what was crazy, about this was when the series progressed, I recognized that it had, action similar to DBZ, especially when Lelouch's little brother Rolo comes into play, because he has the ability from Geass to freeze time. And what Anya, girls with pink hair, Code Geass, really, and there's more and more, because, there's characters like, Cornelia, there's Lloyd, there's a whole bunch of other people, there's Shinkei, literally, there's Jeremiah Gutwall, and the main reason why Code Geass is so entertaining is the exact same reason why it has so much strategy. It's a very strategic anime. It's much like Death Note. It's a colorful version of Death Note, but it gets, way spread throughout, the series. So the whole point of the series is Lelouch is trying to, guard, his little sister, Natalie, who is blind, who he eventually betrays, in part 2. And that's what also makes it my favorite anime, is that there's 2 parts, literally. There's one where he gets defeated by his father, that he figures out has 2, literally, and then there's the other one, literally, where he defeats his father, but he still, deal, with the royal armed with Rolo betraying him. So, that's a quick summary, so that is number 1 on the list, Code Geass, The Lelouch Rebellion. Now, let's get to number 2. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, literally, is my all-time, favorite anime, throughout the entire Dragon Ball Z. Now, it was my favorite, cartoon growing up, literally, everything on Cartoon Network, literally, whether or not it was anime, literally, just a cartoon, Dragon Ball Z was the best. From the time that Trunks died, literally, that was very impactful. None other anime was more dramatic than this. Dragon Ball Z was the greatest, literally, show known to mankind damn near, with the music, the soundtrack, literally the movies and everything, literally all the way to a point where we think about the Majin Buu saga, literally a fusion dance and how it was so good with hip hop. Now, one thing I have to say, literally about DBZ is it's very controversial. I love really how the characters fight. I love the interaction between Goku and Vegeta the most. I love Vegeta's catchphrase, literally when Goku's from his home planet, Kakarot. But more things, I like about DBZ. The reason why Trunks died is one of my favorites because this is for the world. Now, literally, it's not about literally, oh, it's Vegeta's son died, literally, no, this Trunks died, literally, and at that time, he was lackluster compared to who he was before when he killed Frieza, okay? And what that means is not only is Dragon Ball Z the most intense anime, but it's the most, intense anime that's slightly the first. You know what I'm saying, Lily? That's why they have so much, content, so many, aspects of, future Gohan, Lily, in all the movies. That's why Dragon Ball Z is the greatest, and that's why, the anime community is retarded because no matter how much you analyze, oh, well, these characters, this, and that, Dragon Ball Z has the most substance, okay? Literally, it's my favorite anime because it's the one that made me feel so emotional, literally, about life and everything. I want to be just like Goku. I want to be just like Vegeta. Literally, I love when Vegeta got his shit kicked out of him by Kid Buu. Dragon Ball Z is the fucking greatest because, let's just say, literally, I know a lot more, but, this video is going to be edited, between two parts. Now, let's get on, literally, to the third, choice for my favorite anime of all time. Literally, that comes close to Dragon Ball Z, but can't steal a cake because of action, and that is Naruto. Naruto is my third favorite anime of all time. With the giants, literally, with the ninja stars, literally, the hand signs, literally, the hit that was on TV, the choreography, literally, Naruto is my third favorite Japanese anime of all time because of how intense it is. It's almost as intense as DBZ. Sasuke and Naruto literally have a great, emotional rivalry, throughout the whole season because Sasuke is cunning, literally, but it gets caught off guard by Naruto. And the truth is, Naruto's pieces get to him because Sasuke literally is a down and shallow character. What down and shallow characters do is they envy the bright, envious characters like Naruto, Bakugo, etc. Because what, happens, throughout the whole series is that I recognize that, through me wanting to, do kung fu just like this, to me sipping tea, to me recognizing Jiraiya is one of the greatest, is the exact same reason literally why Naruto's up there because it has some of the best fights in anime history. Now that's literally what things were depicted, and the reason why, I like Code Geass, better than Dragon Ball Z, because it was there to show how anime evolved, okay? Literally, even though, now, Naruto is such a good anime, literally, with characters like Shikamaru, Neji. Neji was my favorite, in part one Naruto. Now, Shippuden, it's still the same, but I love, Naruto for what it was on TV. Literally, Brock Lee versus Gaara, how it got fans, emotionally involved more than any other anime. Literally, I don't think there's any more anime that's more popular nowadays, literally, because Dragon Ball Z, is censored. Literally, it makes the parents, choreograph it off, and Naruto, literally, damn near everybody can watch that, including little Asian kids. And I love, Naruto because, literally, what it does, literally, who they are, and literally, what it is as people, because they have, too many fights, too many, choreographies. And the Tintin, literally, how you can play Tintin, the Ultra the Storm games, the reason why it's my, favorite anime in terms of, everything, is because, Dragon Ball Z couldn't do what Naruto did, literally, it was, DBZ on foot, And, fuck Dragon Ball. I don't like Dragon Ball because, really, it wasn't as intense as Naruto. Naruto went through struggles, really. He made everybody, feel the same struggle. Has Goku, really, how we view him as bigger and taller as a superhero. We view Naruto somebody we can relate to because people will get picked on school. And people want to say, oh, we're the Nine-Tailed Fox and got corrected by our older brother. That's why Naruto, literally, is one of my favorite animes of all time. Literally, it's right next to their Dragon Ball Z. And Shippuden, literally, when they had the first movie, literally, I knew it was going to be up to Dragon Ball Z in terms of quality the more I kept watching it, okay? So, now, we gotta get on to number 4 on this list, which is One Piece. One Piece is my fourth. Now, One Piece is a beautiful anime, 10 out of 10. It was there when anime was first, getting popular on Cartoon Network. It was part of the big, 3 Toonami block. One Piece, Naruto, earlier DBZ, or earlier cartoons like, Teen Titans, Samurai Jack, So, what makes One Piece, so phenomenal is the fact that, the English sub is so much, more in depth where it comes to Japanese content than the English dub. Like, because what it is way more complex lately, where it comes to the money system, where it comes to government and everything, and where it comes to English. The English system of One Piece, literally, when it was on 4Kids, had the best theme song of any cartoon out. They had a rap theme that really got everybody involved. Like, gotta go. Everybody loved One Piece, literally. So what happened is people were joy for One Piece. So, the reason why is because Luffy had an amazing ability to stretch. He was a pirate, that could stretch, but he couldn't swim. He was like Captain Jack Sparrow. And he was really, really good. He was one of the best, protagonists. In fact, literally, what made me like One Piece the most was comparing the Japanese version to the English sub, to the English dub back in the day, because the English dub had beautiful voices, but the Japanese actually shows you how it's portrayed. Like when One Piece has prostitution, where it has Sanji, where it has a cigarette. Literally, what One Piece does is the early days back when I was, listening and watching Captain Kuro, was it fascinating, the different villages, the Dawn Krieg, the Buggy the Clown, the Arlong Park, which is my favorite, a saga out of all of them. And it really, really, really progressed really when it was starting to compete with Naruto in Japan, back when Naruto was first getting fan subs, like English subs online. And then came the legendary fight, Luffy versus Rob Lucci, okay? Literally, I watched that fight over and over and over and over again. It's one of my favorite anime fights of all time, one of the best shonen fights of all time. And the reason why I love that fight is because literally it was so vibrant. So Lucci is this man, that's a government assassin that turns into a leopard. He turns really, really big, and then Luffy turns small, and then he stretches again, and he knocks him out with one arm, literally, and the fight goes on for at least, 13 minutes, literally. It's an hour-long fight, literally, and they keep on boxing. It was Luffy's best hand-to-hand fight. Well, he was known for hand-to-hand fights, especially with Crocodile. You see, what I would do is I would watch every single, Luffy fight, literally, where it came to Crocodile all the way to Arlong, and then it got all the way to Rob Lucci, alright? So that's when back of One Piece was in its prime. The reason why I love One Piece is because just like Naruto, it had interesting, openings and endings, especially with Brook. It had Jungle Peak, literally, it had the one with Vivi, and the one with Vivi literally had Glory, which is a hip-hop ending. It had, some hip-hop endings, some R&B, but mostly like Shining Ray, hard rock, in rock that's, complex and Bon Voyage, okay? And I love One Piece because the fight scenes didn't stop, because Zoro fought a draft, a guy that's known for having, one sword in his mouth and two swords in his hand, fought a whole draft, okay? And that was CP9. So, One Piece competed with Naruto, literally. And the main reason, One Piece, had aspects of Naruto did, like when they saw the fights lasted longer, and it got the fans more involved. But the main reason, why Naruto wants to host, because shit looks weird. One Piece definitely looks weird. It couldn't compete with Naruto in terms of visual, but in terms of fighting, it almost got it. Because the choreography in One Piece fights were absolutely up there, and it became one of my favorite animes because of that, okay? Now, One Piece really got on this list due to my addiction. I had One Piece addiction, literally, just like Naruto. In Naruto, I was obsessed with, with the craft, with the endings, Yuri, especially with Kurenai, how things, Thunderstruck, and later on in shipping, I got really, really addicted to Naruto, and it knocked out One Piece eventually, especially with the Itachi versus Sasuke. But when it came to One Piece was more lighthearted, literally. It had, a lot more stretching when it came to fights. It had Usopp, literally. The mic that I love, One Piece is the comedy, and the comedy is way more complex in Japanese, because instead, the kids stuff, just making fun of Usopp. They have people like Sanji saying, yo, that girl has big boobs, really. And one thing you need to know heavily about me for anime fans, that there was two specials for each anime, Naruto and One Piece, that both involved all sports festivals, okay? And when that happened, literally, I named One Piece literally on my top charts after Luffy versus Rob Lucci. Literally, One Piece became one of my favorites because it inspired me to draw anime and do more with anime. And after Captain Kuro, it made me view anime more complex. Now let's get to the final anime that's on this list, which is Soul Eater. Okay, my fifth favorite anime of all time is Soul Eater. It's an anime about Halloween, it's an anime about death, it's an anime about love. Really, it had Corona, it had friendship, it had every single example of the big D. It could have rivaled Naruto if it reached 100 episodes. And the reason why I love Soul Eater is because there's no, I wanted to be a rapper back in the day, especially back when I used to watch One Piece. Literally, and there's no other representation of anime hip-hop than Soul Eater. There's no better, anime hip-hop, representation than Death the Kid. And there's definitely no better, representation of anime hip-hop than Soul. Okay, so Soul Eater literally is about And so is the Maestros, literally, with this guy, literally, he has a dripped out outfit. He finds this girl named Maka, and what happens is, he can't fight, but he turns himself into a weapon, and Maka uses the weapon, and she fights, people like, Blair, Medusa, a whole bunch of other people. And, Soul Eater is so complex, to a point where you're just fascinated by the artwork. So Soul Eater is an anime with outstanding artwork that outweighs, One Piece and Bleach graphics. And the reason why it's my favorite is because I was obsessed with hip hop. I was in love with most of it to lip quality and fabulous. And the characters and the way they look are absolutely fascinating. And actually has good action. There's this one scene that tops all the anime in terms of scripting and choreography. The one where Medusa goes to jail on purpose. And when she switches on the DWMA and, switches on Lord Shinigami, she's like, I've already won. Everything that's activated improved, literally. Now, the Federation has to take my side. Literally, that was the most cunning move in all anime. So, Soul Eater has one of the most, emotional moments. And another thing, where he came to Death the Kid is funny. He had two, twins, Liz and Patty, okay? And, Death the Kid is somebody who shoots, pistols with his pinky. That's the almighty series for me and my brother. Literally, I would watch anime. I'm like, hey, I want to be Soul. I want to be, all these other characters. And he's like, I like Death the Kid because he can shoot shit with his pinky, okay? Alright? So Soul Eater became one of my favorites because of that, lately. And the music is out of this world. There's a character named Blackstar who my brother, it was his favorite character because he had hip-hop gear. He had, a star tattoo, literally. He had shorts on, literally. He drew a star like this. And, there was another character that I like called Killer Grung that had braids, literally, that cut his hair in half, which is really good. And then get some characters like Justin Law, who looks like Justin Timberlake, literally, who goes off for Brew, literally, and fights characters like Sid, literally, blue black guy with braids. And it's really, really, really out there. So, like I said, literally, to restate, my top 5 favorite anime, okay? Number 1, Code Geass. Number 2, Dragon Ball Z. Number 3, Naruto. Number 4, One Piece. And number 5, Soul Eater.